My name is Jane Oliver. I've been part of the church for 27 years. And I've loved my time there. It's been from the day I walked in there, I knew it was my home. It's just a beautiful, beautiful church with amazing people. And I've loved being there and being part of so many different ministries. And I'm married to Craig Oliver, and I've got 3 kids, Kelly and Andrew and Alex. Both Kelly and Alex are on the worship team, and as a family, we're very part of our home ground. I woke up one morning with a lump in my groin. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a hernia. Luckily, I was going to a doctor that day, and he sent me off for some tests and a biopsy. I've had 3 malignant melanomas, so obviously anytime there's something not right, you get a bit concerned. And when the results come back and said metastatic malignant melanoma, for me it was the worst of the worst diagnosis, because I know the prognosis of that type of cancer is not good. And I felt to the depth of alone, like there was just nobody. Desolation, that's a better word. Desolation. It was absolutely like there's just no one. There's no one in this minute with me. I didn't know what I was going to do next. That's how it felt. Within about a week, I'd had a PET scan. Maybe 10 days after my PET scan, I was already in the oncology department getting immunotherapy. And worry is not your friend at a time like this. And I know one of the questions you asked me was, what was my first concern? And it was just for my children. Oh my goodness. And they were grown up. This happened in 2022, so they were in their late 20s, all of them. And it was on repeat. Have I taught them enough? Have I told them enough? Will they be okay without me? What haven't I told them? What do I still need to say to them? How do I cram all these things that I want to share with them into the little bit of time that I've got left?
You never really expect the news to be the worst possible news you can get. We got this horrific news of perhaps only having our mom for a few more months. Yeah. And selfishly, I thought in that moment, I've done these 3 years of IVF, I've got this precious little baby, and now my mom doesn't get to be there, to be that granny to him, and I don't get my mom to raise my child with, And yes, there was these, turbulence in my own marriage and my own baby, and I just felt this profound grief and I think frustration with the Lord that he was taking my mom from me in a moment that I needed her the most. When we found out about mom's cancer, my hubby and I had just moved to London, and we had just started this new adventure. I think we'd been there for about a month, and then we found out that it was the worst possible news, and it really stopped us in our tracks about, I guess we just had a big relook at life in general, and what was really, really important. And a series of things all happened across the year that we were in London, but ultimately it was the catalyst that led us to coming home from the UK. We ended up coming home when I was 8 months pregnant with my first boy, and it was so special that we got to be home and I got to give birth in South Africa, because it was only 6 weeks later that we lost my husband's dad to cancer, really surprisingly, really shockingly, and it was so traumatic in the moment. But then Alan sort of looked at this whole experience of us coming home and thought, if we hadn't had the trauma of finding out about my mom's cancer, we never would have come home, and his dad never would have met our son, and we wouldn't have had that experience together. So God's also working in the most beautiful, profound and loving ways, even in these terrible situations. Yeah.
So I went on to immunotherapy, which is a brilliant, it's like chemotherapy, but it's for melanomas. It's not for a breast cancer or liver cancer. So it's a completely different kind of therapy. Every 3 months I had a PET scan, and a PET scan can find any other cancer in your body. There were 2 things. One is that I had that big lump removed so quickly, which was obviously growing under my pelvis, and it was out within days. And second of all, which was one of the most incredible experiences of my whole life, is Kelly was at that stage, my eldest daughter, was at One City Church, and she brought a prayer couple here, Vince, and he and his wife came, and they made us feel so comfortable, chatted and chatted and chatted. And then he said, right, it's time to pray. And I felt so awkward because I've prayed for people and laid hands on people, but it hasn't really ever happened to me. So it was a beautiful moment. We had been worshiping, praying, and then all of a sudden the Spirit fell on all of us. I was hot from head to toe. I had goosebumps, and this gentleman, he looked straight into my eyes and he said, "You're healed." Just like that. And I looked at him, and he looked at Craig, and he said, "But not you." So it was the weirdest like circle of us. Anyway, he was sent off to go and see a doctor, and he had something wrong with his, not anything cancerous, but he actually did have something wrong with him, which we quickly fixed. But he was just the most incredible guy. I had this very, very powerful prayer moment. And I think that sometimes we're quick to say, "Oh, no, I don't need that," or "Please don't do that," or whatever it is. And I'm so pleased that I didn't, because I experienced God touched me in an amazing way. And I believe with my whole heart that I was healed at that minute, and I'm a miracle person. Yeah. And because here I am, way after 21 months.
There's nothing left to lose, I guess, except this incredibly important person, and there's only one way through it, and it's Jesus, because there's nothing else that can save you from that grief that you know is about to come, and all the dreams that you lose, the dreams of your son's granny, and your being the daughter and growing up with your mum, you know. So, and I asked Alan before sitting here on this couch, from the perspective of, we both came very close to losing a parent, but he lost his dad, and what would he want to tell the church? And he's very much an introvert, so so he's happy not to be on this side of the camera. But he said, it's just reminded me that tell the people that you love them. Yeah. And that gratitude is the antidote to every bad thing, every hard thing that you can think of. So just being profoundly grateful for the people that are still here, for the life that you have, for the things that you have, for just life, who family, you are, family, people,
the family you have, the family you make, the family you choose.
100%.
It was very obvious to me what was the most important thing in my life, and it was my family. And I have definitely moved my focus in the last couple of years to being seeing more of my children, more of Craig, doing more things with my immediate and greater family, and it has paid great dividends, honestly and truly. I think it's good to think of what is the main thing, and then go out and be proactive. Go and see that family, even if it extends to friends. Phone that person that you haven't phoned. Be intentional with every single thing that's important to you. That would be my advice, and start doing it now, because you don't want it to be too late. There's comfort in knowing Jesus. The prayers that I prayed over the last few years, even though I've been part of many prayer ministries, nothing has been as intense or as in depth or as fulfilling as the last few years. And it's become really real. It's proper. And Jesus is there, and he is part of us.
My encouragement to everyone, and also people who don't know Jesus, would be that there's more to life than just the mundane, everyday routine, that there is beauty and miraculousness that is 100% real for every single day, for every single person. And we got to experience that peak miracle, which is healing, and it's 100% real. But there are miracles all the way down the ladder, all the way down the pyramid, that you can experience every single day, and you have access to it just by having Jesus in your heart. That is the first and most epic miracle. And then from that point, you get to see life with the whole new lens. And also, I think for believers is to be courageous and to step out in faith sometimes when you're called to, or when there is that opportunity, either to pray, to ask for a miracle, to hope for one. Miracle big or small, because I think Vicky at that time asking to come in to our home, we were all who prayed for mum. We all kind of thought, and Bernice thinking, okay, but you open the door to those people, and yes, whether the miracle was going to happen or not, you stepped out in faith to let the people come and pray, or you've gone out in faith to go and pray for that person. And whether the Lord brings the miracle or not, it's just that beautiful stepping out in your belief and in your hope and in your
Community.
community, family, all of those. It's just opening the door to somebody who said, I'm coming to pray.
And then sometimes the miracle happens, which is the best part.
people we didn't even know just said, I want to pray for your mom. And they'd never met her. And
Here we are.
here we are.
Maybe doing something like I'm doing today is a reminder that there's still work to be done, and there's still time to be with my family, and there's still life to live.